now this is everything a trailer should be. Hello darlings, here's my full and complete breakdown and analysis of the release date trailer for Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Well, now we know what Solas's prison looks like. This clip is from the spoiled scene from the Game Informer cover story, the conversation between Solas and Rook. So, about Solas's prison. I speculated in the past it was the golden, now black city, as it is the city in the heart of the Fade. Well, does this not look blackened to you? All color has been seeped out. Everything is gray and gloomy, with a slight sepia hue. It is a mirrored version of where Solas stood in Arlathan Forest moments before. This reinforces my theory that they are the same city in the Fade. Hopefully Solas won't be tainted.
You have no idea what you have done.
Solas's voice is also deeper in the prison, heavier, like the magic, the corruption weighs on him. Solas explains that Rook disrupted Solas's ritual. The Game Informer article had revealed Solas was trying to move those elven gods. In Tevinter Nights, Solas did not want anyone disrupting his ritual. Perhaps even just any minimal disruption could unleash them. We see clips from the gameplay revealed where this occurs. The smoking city we see, I believe, is Treviso in Antiva. It matches the architecture.
You battle against gods.
The voice is Morrigan, who I recognized immediately. It's very exciting to have another returning character confirmed. I am hoping that the third trailer will confirm Dorian. Morrigan could be an advisor. Tentacles! Yay! Ghilan'nain looks creepy and icky. I love it. And she is in Antiva. There is an elf trapped within the grasp of tendrils or tentacles, perhaps one of Ghilan'nain's traps. Red light indicates a red lyrium nearby. What I find curious about these tendrils is they look like a lyrium, but depleted, corrupted, and yet alive somehow. A monster, perhaps, or the blight-tainted titan, or a brood mother it could also be. In this scene, Rook is accompanied by Bellara, Neve, and Harding. That is 3 companions. I am uncertain if 2 are the selected party members and the other is tagging along simply, since it was revealed that we would only have 2 party members to select. But if another tags along, then that's good, right? Or perhaps we can unlock a 3rd companion later, like with perks. One thing I'm noticing is the textures look great. The wet, the slime, the reflections, everything has such a more realistic look. A definite upgrade in visuals than the previous Dragon Age games. Ghilan'nain now stands in this place where she summons some sort of electrical portal through which Elgar'nan emerges. Is this a portal to the void? Or like she's veil jumping herself, basically? A side note. In the 2020 mural, we saw Ghilan'nain and Elgar'nan, the 2 future enemies, above the 2 past enemies, Meredith and Corypheus, both of whom used red lyrium. I am guessing both risen elven gods also use red lyrium. Ghilan'nain already has her new taint, so it makes sense they would have the same or an upgraded version of taints at their disposal, or a mix of the 2. It looks in some scenes like a mix of the 2. Interesting to see the hint from back then. The dragon on the tower could be Elgar'nan in dragon form, but it doesn't have the double set of horns that Elgar'nan has that we see a dragon with later on. So it could be one of the old gods, Razakali or Lucanis.
Rook, you've got this.
There is more from the gameplay reveal in the scenes with Varric voiceover. This could be Varric speaking from the bar brawl that was cut out of the gameplay, or from a future scene, in which case Varric is very well and alive. More of that dragon. I like that line.
And you don't know when to quit.
It is exactly what Thedas needs. An adaptable protagonist who just won't quit in the face of these dangers. Minrathous looks awesome. These doors could be in the Lighthouse, leading to the room that houses Solas's personal Eluvian that the Veilguard will use to quick travel. And again, that Eluvian is huge, and the effects of its activation are so detailed, so much more than an Inquisition. Neve looks good without the hat. Arlathan Forest looks amazing, and from where they stand, we see the location of Solas's ritual. I am guessing this takes place after Rook awakens in the Lighthouse, after recruiting Bellara upon returning to Arlathan Forest. Unless they showed a clip with Bellara in the Lighthouse and then stepping out is before her recruitment.
Where do we start?
Rook's voice is the same as in the gameplay, Alex Jordan's voice. It would be nice to have a trailer featuring all the Rook voices. This trail is what we previously saw in the Thedas Calls trailer, except it is not night here, but sunset or sunrise. These pillars look Tevinter in origin and could require activation, similar to in Jaws of Hakon. This may lead to and unlock an ancient ruin, that is my guess. You don't say. Based on the layout and the terrain, it is near Weisshaupt Fortress, which we see behind Davrin. We see Asan the Griffin in action too.
War, victory.
I would have liked to hear more of Davrin's voice, to be honest. Okay. We need to talk about Lucanis's wings. His crow wings. Magical wings? Like, how did he get those? Is it from the veil being so thin? Did he enhance himself in the time between the wigmaker job and now? Or was it implied and I just kind of missed it? Is he using the magic in his eyes because he can detect magic? So is he using that somehow? I want answers. All I know for certain about these wings is Lucanis looks good with them. And the purple magic spots that float in the air, it is exactly like in the tarot image.
I'm ready.
Speak to me more, mi amor. Like, seriously, I want to hear all the companions' voices so much more. All that's left to find out now is if he has the crow wings tattoo on his chest like I had imagined.
There's something kind of exciting about it.
Bellara seems to be in Arlathan Forest. My guess is this is the thing she activates and collects that the Game Informer cover story mentions. I am intrigued and want to learn more about it. It is triangular magic, veil jumper magic, similar to that time magic from the necromancer specialization Dorian has in Inquisition. This might unlock time travel or allow us to do more when veil jumping. The door to a Thaig within the White Spire mountain near Arlathan Forest. We saw this Thaig in the behind the scenes. I want to know what Thaig it is. Does it have a pool of Ghilan'nain's monsters? Was Solas hiding in there for a time? I want to know everything there is to know about it. Will we meet a Titan in there? Deep roads with regular blue lyrium veins. Thank goodness this Thaig isn't corrupt yet.
What is happening to me?
Lace Harding's magic. It appears it is earth magic from the stone. The blue that activates with it looks similar to Valta's magic, and the corpses are petrified. Therefore, it is my belief that either during a run-in into a Thaig or something that happened to Lace previously activated a connection to the stone or a connection to the Titans themselves. Almost like she is using Titan magic that they have granted her. I do hope we encounter Valta again and more of the Shabratal, the dwarves guarding Titan hearts. The magic also goes through Lace, like lyrium veins on her face and arms, surging through her body. That is why I believe it is lyrium magic. From touching lyrium, perhaps dwarves are not immune, as they believe, to lyrium, in the sense that it doesn't affect them. They just have been lyrium mages this whole time, but their magic was dormant. And so lyrium hence would not affect them like any other race. They are made to use it. It is safe for them to use. Now that the veil is thinning and coming down, dwarves can access that which has been hidden from them. Another truth that must have been erased, struck from the memories in the Shaperate.
Let the fade draw close.
The grand necropolis of Nevarra looks amazing, hauntingly beautiful. Of course, I love the green magic within it. Emmrich using his magic to bring the fade closer, draw close. It looks pretty awesome. The giant skeleton as well, not just Emmrich using the magic. The next location appears to be the Anderfels because of the statues of Andraste and the cacti. I joked that the Anderfels would be the Wild West of Thedas if it had cacti because it was Desertian and the image from the MTG Outlaws of Thunder Junction looked like something out of Dragon Age. I'm not kidding anymore. There are literally cacti in the Anderfels. Yeehaw! Okay, not that extreme, but still. More corruption that looks to be the monster's type of taint infecting the flora, like in the clips shown in some behind the scenes. I am uncertain where these runes are. I'm guessing Rivain, but the exact location perhaps close to where we've seen Taash in the previous trailer.
Then attack.
Speaking of which, I like the tonality of her voice now that I'm hearing a bit more of it in character. This port looks like Tevinter, either Minrathous or Vyrantium. Since Minrathous has those magical lights, my guess is this bridge is the Vyrantium bridge going over the Vyrantium River. I'm guessing it's called the Vyrantium River. It is as of yet unnamed, but it's in Vyrantium.
Maybe that's what scares me.
So this trailer showcases a romance scene between Rook and Neve, or at least a flirt scene. I don't know if more trailers will show more romances with other companions, but it's nice to see a snippet like that.
These are the times in which legends are born or slain.
And more confirmation of Morrigan's involvement in Dragon Age the Veilguard. Her raven form flying overhead Arlathan Forest, I believe. She looks very different, but I love her look. She is gorgeous. She looks like a real Witch of the Wilds. Both Flemeth and Yavanna have similar headpieces. It's nice to see Morrigan with one as well. She also wears the necklace thing she has in Inquisition. Morrigan's tiara is different to Flemeth's and Yavanna's, so I am uncertain if this means Morrigan accepted for Flemeth to exist within her or not. If the orb that Flemeth put in the Eluvian was a piece of her own soul, then perhaps. Though I do not like the idea that this Morrigan is Flemeth altogether. I prefer for it to be Morrigan in all her glory. And I mean, she must be what now, in her 40s? Damn, she looks good.
These are the times in which legends are born or slain.
I love her line. Rook will become a legend by slaying the Evernuris. Haha. And Emmrich is in this shot, so we probably return to Arlathan Forest several times. And I'm just curling my hair. Shout out to Allison for bringing my attention to Viago and Teia fighting Venatori upon infected ruins. Deep roads, perhaps. They are the faces of the Antivan crows, having appeared in Tevinter Nights and The Missing. Same as Antoine and Efka are the faces of the Grey Wardens, though I have not seen them in this trailer. Lucanis is fighting a Venatori mage whose staff must be lit with red lyrium magic. This mage could be Zara from the Wigmaker job in Tevinter Nights, who vowed to hunt down Lucanis, dubbed the Demon, since he is hunting Venatori, mage killer that he is, and she is very peculiar to begin with. That lighting, the reflection on Lucanis, top notch. The reflection and Lucanis. Her magic explodes, leaving behind a red glyph in the air. The glyph itself could be from attempting to summon the demon beneath Minrathous, or from something else, or just Venatori magic. The symbols in the glyph of the star, spade, and spear represent corrupted enlightenment to lead others astray, sacrifice and dominance, death, burial, and unearthing dark secrets. Fitting for a Venatori. I don't know if these markings represent the four-winged dragon that the demon beneath Minrathous represents, the formless one perhaps. Either way, Lucanis is stopping her, presumably. I think the skeleton following Rook here is Manfred, who seems to be wearing special oculars. Funky. It must be what keeps him permanently magicked with Emmrich's magic. If he removes them, that magic might seep out. It kind of reminds me a bit of Cyclops' sunglasses, and if he removes them, his laser beams just, it keeps his laser beams in check. So this could just keep Manfred's magic activated. More of that giant skeleton, while has giant human hands, seemingly so, could also be the dragon skeleton from concept art.
Our gods are back. Our gods. How do we stand against that?
Bellara's line must reflect what a lot of elves and beings are going through. The fact that their gods exist and are trying to destroy them. That would be a hard pill to swallow for anyone. Look at the tentacles on the neck and the monstrous growths along the body. So this dragon, if not Ghilan'nain, could be corrupted by Ghilan'nain's goop, which, if she is of the sea and the goop smells of brine, come to think of it, is the goop her ooze? Gross. This dragon is imbued with lyrium, regular lyrium. Also, since Bellara is voicing about the Elven gods during this, I'm assuming this is one of the Evanuris or corrupted by the Evanuris. And if it is one of the Evanuris, it would be Ghilan'nain. That would be my guess, rather than Elgar'nan, because Elgar'nan has the double horns, unless it's one of the old gods, which I talk about more later in this video. The man who stands before Neve, whose eyes glow red, must be a Venatori. Could this character be Archon Hisarion, or the Imperial Divine, or the new leader of the Venatori, or someone who has been controlled by Venatori, similar to how Ahriman controlled the Grey Wardens. This one either is controlling or has been controlled, though the way he is forcing looks more like he is trying to take control of Neve, or Neve is stopping whatever the control is going on.
So let's get it done.
There is more combat, which looks pretty impressive if you ask me, though I never play as a warrior, so I would know I want to see the mage. Whatever magical force is pushing Rook that he is resisting against, it looks like Neve is down and out of commission in this fight. This red and infested area looks like Tevinter, perhaps even Minrathis later on in the game because of the glowy lights. Red lyrium magic looms nearby, and corruption is everywhere. It seems to me this is a mix of red lyrium and Ghilan'nain's corruption. It also looks like the area shown in previous behind the scenes and other snippets we saw, where there are tunnels of red lyrium and corruption infestation. Yeah, looks like that. That dragon is Elgar'nan with the double horns. Solas in Dread Wolf form looks amazing. The cuddly wolf you want on your side, you know? Now, if Solas is in Dread Wolf form, then we do find him at last. Do we find him in Dread Wolf form? Because his voice is like super deep in the Dread Wolf Rises trailer. I don't know if Solas's wolf jaw necklace keeps him in elf form or not. Perhaps he wears it beneath his armor. If so, removing it would turn him into the Dread Wolf. If not, then where is it and why isn't he wearing it anymore?
I suspect you have questions.
He looks impressive, but he's still much smaller than the Dragon Evanuris, and hopefully he is not corrupted. Hopefully he can re-embody his elf form later on. He's going for the neck. Those teeth are impressive. And the eyes glow, the 6 Dread Wolf eyes. They are not red, they are cyan. Hence, I believe Solas was able to take on his form perhaps more voluntarily without the taint. I know I've speculated Solas being sundered in the past as one possibility, but after seeing the Dread Wolf, I think it's more complex than that, in that the Dread Wolf is part of Solas. It's also possible that the way for Solas to free himself from his prison would be to embody his Dread Wolf form. Kala Elizabeth speculates a worry that Solas might die when fighting the gods because of what Felasan says in the Masked Empire. My theory is that if Solas must be in Dread Wolf form, then perhaps he must be slain in this form to take on his elf form again, or free his elf form entirely, in which case it's his way of surviving despite the odds against him. All that said, part of me still believes he could be sundered and must reconnect or merge with his Dread Wolf self, Revan style. Either way, I too hope Solas survives. Based on snippets I've heard here and there from devs, little things that they've let slip, my guess is our choice in Trespasser matters to Solas' survival or defeat. Therefore, I think in some world states he dies and in others he lives. There are quick flashes of the Evanuris Risen. The ripples is as though an extended version from the gameplay, as though Solas' perspective as he warps to his prison, since the colors seem to be fading. The giant Nevarran skeleton, Elgar'nan's dragon form, an elf with June's Valasleen, who I believe is Irilyn. Irilyn from Tevinter Knights and the Missing Part 3. Who is friends with Strife, and she can turn into a deer. She's manipulating one of those special artifacts, whether it's time magic or veil/fade magic artifacts. Fighting sentinels in Arlathan Forest, Lace casting a stone wall in the deep roads, and ogre infused with red lyrium. Fun times we're gonna have in the deep roads, eh? The new and improved Pride Demons. Rook's shield, this warrior's shield, has the symbol of the Veil Jumpers on it. The dragons at the end include the one who might be Ghilan'nain, but if they are not the Evenurs, then they could be the old gods, Razikali and Lucanis, because one of them does not have Elgar'nan's double horns. Both of them corrupted and infested. Tainted for one of them, both have those growths and tendrils, in which case, if it's them, double blight indeed. And it makes sense that they would look the same if these are Razikali and Lucanis of mystery and night, since they are twins, though not identical. While these colors are reversed in today's society, the occult symbols of red are associated with masculinity and intellect, and blue with femininity and intuition. Razikali is female, Lucanis is male. So which dragon is which? Did BioWare again depict occult symbols, or did they go by traditional modern associations? The final shot depicts a floating city in the Fade, not unlike the Black City as we saw it in Dragon Age Inquisition when in the Fade, except more purple this time. Another clue to the link between Solas's prison being the same city as the golden, now tainted city, since this looks like the prison as well. Hexagons everywhere, in the skill trees, as the Veilguard symbol, in the trailers, on the double doors in the lighthouse. Hexagons symbolize harmony and balance, which is needed since the world is in upheaval and chaos. The Veilguard is the body to bring balance to the galaxy. I mean, Thedas.
Where do we start?
Interestingly, a hexagram, a 6-pointed star, once symbolized the 7 old planets of astrology. Again, the number 7, which is the chariot associated with Rook. It all links together. So like the hexagons and 7 and the balance and Rook and the Veilguard. Rook leading the Veilguard. BioWare really thought their symbols through. This is what I'm here for. While the music isn't the main Veilguard theme, or what appears to be the main Veilguard theme, I like it. It reflects what Dragon Age is all about, that dark fantasy tone, with those action, oomphy moments, the instrumentals, the orchestral. I can't wait to hear the full soundtrack. The Halloween release date is awesome. They say the veil is thin during the time of Hallows Eve. How fitting! That's my assessment. Let me know yours in the comments below. And I'll see you all soon. Excitedly! Masaranas!